Are live
Hi,
Thursday night
hi.
living in Jacksonville. Hey, Emily, what's
Woo-hoo.
up?
Hello,
I
hello. How's it
can't
going,
believe
Greg?
Good to see you. It's been a
Good to
long
see
time.
you too.
All right.
So
I don't know
long.
why I'm fired up tonight. Maybe it's because it's soccer season, coaching my girls' soccer team today. 7 and 8-year-old girls. We're getting ready for our game on Saturday, game 3. We're 1-1. I'm fired up. My girl's playing strong. And
I
why are you
love that.
looking?
That's so cute.
Thank you. So, what's going on in your world? Anything good? You got to start off with something good.
Let's see. What is going on in my world that is good? Gosh, isn't it so sad that like I can't think of something right
You know what
offhand?
it is? You're just sleep deprived because you have a
I
baby girl. That is the rock of your life right now. What are you talking about? What do you mean? What is good? Come on.
I am so sleep deprived, and I know that you know this, that I am part of a women's group. And actually, what we talked about, one of the things last night was gratitude. And we did like a gratitude meditation. And they asked
Yeah.
us, what is something that you're grateful for? And instantly, of course, the first thing that came to my mind was my daughter and like just seeing her little beautiful face in my head. So, absolutely. Yes, on the sleep deprived, though, yesterday morning, I woke up and, you go walk in front of the mirror. And I was like, honestly kind of scared to go out in public because I'm like, someone's going to think that like my husband is not good to me because I look like I have a black eye, but it is literally like that's how intense the dark circles have gotten. Like
Need to tell people you have what is she? 8 months now? How old is she?
7
7.
months.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
I'm jumping the gun. I apologize.
No.
But anyway, it's like Hannah said today, my daughter. She's like, Daddy, I'm 7. I'm literally 7 or something like that. And like you're virtually 7. You're not quite there. You have 2 more weeks. You're not,
It's
yeah.
so
So
cute.
yeah,
I'm
they want to be,
literally 7.
yeah, I'm literally 7 now. I'm like, no, not really. But anyway. So what do we got
7.
planned tonight? We're doing something totally different. We're gonna have some fun. I don't usually do this. One quick question I'm gonna ask you. Do you or your husband play the lottery ever?
Okay, every single time they, like, talk about it on the news, like, he'll come home and be like, "Did you see what it's at?" And I'm like, "No," and he tells me because I just don't keep up with it. I'm like, "Oh my god, we gotta buy a ticket." Every time I'm like, "We gotta buy a ticket." You
$1 billion.
and we haven't, like, I mean, I don't know if he has. I've never bought, I mean, aside from, like, a scratch off, I've never bought a lottery ticket, but I'm just like and I tell myself, I'm like, "You gotta play to win," but we always talk about it, and we're like, "Next time we go to Publix, let's buy one," and we just freaking don't. I don't know what it
Okay,
is.
so after this show, you have to buy a lottery ticket for this weekend because I think Powerball and the other big one here. What's the other one? Powerball and I think there's another one. I think it's like over 300 million or 400 million. And tonight's show is perfect to prepare you to win on Saturday night. And I want everybody that's watching out there, wherever you're watching from, make sure you put in comments where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to know where our audience is watching from. So make sure you put it in the comments and we will say hi. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put it in the comments. This is interactive. But if we don't have a show next Thursday, or Emily's missing, or I'm missing next Thursday from our regular time at 8 p.m., just know that we both played the lottery on Saturday night. And after we're going to do this show, we're already figuring out which house we're going to buy if we win on Saturday night. Correct?
Yes, absolutely. That is, like, the perfect segue.
So tell everybody why. What is our show about tonight?
So tonight we're taking it a little bit different. We like to do really informative shows, bring you guys all the value. After all, we are the Living in Jacksonville, Florida team. We want to share with you so many great things about our area. Tonight we're going to do a little bit of an entertainment spin on the show, and we are going to share with you the most luxurious, most expensive homes in the Jacksonville area. And the reason why I wanted to do this is for a long time, I mean, people might look at Jacksonville Beach and say, no, it's not sleepy. But compared to some of the other beach towns, like especially as you go to South Florida, this area, the Jacksonville Beach, Atlantic Beach, Neptune, even Ponte Vedra, could be considered like a sleepy little beach town. Like before I moved here, I had heard of Jacksonville Beach, but none of the other ones had I ever even heard of before. And before I moved here, I had never been here. So, it's kind of like a whoa, what's even going on in Northeast Florida? And what's so special about our area is that you can buy these luxurious properties in the, 2 million, $3 million range that are right there at the ocean. But we are getting some really high dollar real estate transactions going on in this area. And I think it's really amazing. So kind of wanted to highlight that and just show, if there's anyone else out there that's like, whoa, I didn't even realize that this area had such valuable real estate.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it's the most undervalued real estate in Florida, I would argue, with maybe a few other exceptions. So, coming from South Florida, and really quick, I want to say, hey, is it Andrea or is it Andrea? But it's Andrea Guzman. I remember you, Baltimore, Maryland. She's saying, I wish I was in Florida. We wish you were in Florida too. What are you waiting for? Everybody's moving here. But
True.
I remember you, and I know when the state allows you to move, or maybe too much information. But anyway,
Mhm.
thanks for coming on the show. Joining us, Andrea or Andrea. I can't remember how it goes, but anyway, I'm so bad with that name when it's pronouncing it right. I apologize in advance. But to your point, though, this might be entertainment purposes, but I want people to realize if, like, I'm from South Florida and you see mansions on the ocean in Palm Beach, which now are going for record sales, about 80, 100 million, 130 million. Outrageous prices. Miami, all those famous islands, Tom Brady, the Jeff Bezos, all those guys, they're all flocking to South Florida. And the truth is every call I get from South Florida is, oh my God, I got to get out of here. It's getting crazy. It's a concrete jungle. It's crowded. It's just gotten outrageously expensive. Insurance is crazy. And then I think about it here and I'm like, wow, we're pretty fortunate. And now we're seeing these houses that we were like, hey, there's just, and it's like, oh, we can get a great deal on a house on a beach here, beachfront property for 3 to 5 million bucks. That's cheap. Maybe not for me, but for somebody else. And now we're going to talk about where house pricing is going. And if there's anybody that's watching out there that's a baller and you've never heard of this place, people are hearing about this place and they are buying houses, and you need to call me. I need to set some records here. But we're going to go over some killer properties tonight, and we want to represent you because you need to come up here and check out what is going on, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's really neat. I would say, like, not even just compared to South Florida, but compared to many other areas in the country, our real estate value is much, like you said, undervalued. You can get a lot more for your dollar compared to some of these other, like, just really expensive areas, if you will. And so we have this really unique opportunity where a lot of people are bringing equity with them. And so they have that to play with and are surprised by what they can get here. And our beach towns are just awesome. Like,
Yeah.
they really, really are awesome.
I don't think anybody has an idea. I mean, I understand our waters. I mean, you poo-pooed our beaches one day by accident. You went a little too far. Even your husband was watching and he agreed with me. And I was like, what is he talking about? We're trying to sell real estate here. What are you doing? But anyway, we are in Northeast Florida. It does get cold. We have a change of seasons. We don't have like aqua blue waters like in the Keys, but our beaches are very like, I don't know how to describe it. It just feels like really like nature because we have sand dunes. We have lots of preserves on the beach and everything. So it feels like you can go hiking across from the beach, like guana preserves and all that. We have some gorgeous beachfront real estate, and the beaches are like not crowded like other
Yeah.
areas, especially like maybe Ponte Vedra Beach or Atlantic Beach. I mean, you could generally have a nice beachfront property and never see anyone on the beach, which is what people of that net worth and value and stature, they want that privacy, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
parties talk.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
think that was exactly what I was going to say. I think what sets our beaches apart is just the true residential nature of them. It's not, we are not a really high tourist area. You do see a lot of tourism in the Jacksonville Beach area. But honestly, in that area, you're also going to see more condos, more hotels, stuff like that. So when you're talking about buying a property on the beach, your options typically are going to be in the Ponte Vedra Beach, Atlantic Beach, Neptune Beach. And you're actually going to see that tonight, that a lot of these sales are concentrated in one specific area. But the true residential nature of the beaches that we have here is just really, really unique. And it's like whenever I don't live at the beach, but I'm about 12 minutes away. And so whenever I want to go to the beach, go for a walk, that's where I'm going. I'm going to Atlantic Beach or Neptune because it's just so enjoyable. You don't see a ton of people. You've mentioned how you had Paisley, your dog, trained in Atlantic Beach. So if you're a dog lover, you see people walking their dogs. Atlantic Beach, I don't think they have restrictions on when your dog can be off leash, but they might. I don't remember. Some of them between
you do have to have your dog on leash, I believe. I've heard
only certain times of the year, though. I want to say like March to October, like the busy season, if you will. But it's really nice. So
fun fact, and while I'm saying this, you got to put Andrea's comment up because I love her next comment she wrote there. Hi, Greg. It's me again. Never giving up the dream and hoping to be able to transfer. Amen, sister. Do not give up the dream. We're waiting for you. I still have your emails in my email box, and I have not forgotten about you. So when you're ready, you call and get down here. So never giving up the Florida dream. I love it. I love it. I love it. Good to see you on here tonight. Thank you. What was I going to say? By the way, fun fact, Northeast Florida is one of the most dog friendly areas in the United States. My dog trainer said that is a fact. And he used to train military dogs, and we have a dog talking in the background right now, and that's because we're a dog show and we want dogs on the show. Don't nod your head. Just try to decipher what he's trying to say to you right now. He's trying to get your attention.
Trying to destroy something.
Okay, all right. Well, whatever. Because you're not giving him enough attention. That's
right.
Us men just want attention. So do the dogs. Kind of. So, just kidding. I'm not a dog. Woof, woof. Anyway, going back to the fact is that Northeast Florida is very dog friendly. And so there are some beaches that I definitely take Paisley on weekdays after school. And we go run freely. And I don't know if she's supposed to be on a leash or not, but no one's on the beach at all. And we can just run free. And it's so much fun.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of people, even in areas where I know that the dogs are supposed to be on leash, I've noticed that a lot of people won't say anything as long as your dog is like well behaved. Yeah. And the people that know that their dog isn't, like I can never take my dog to the beach off leash because maniac. But you know, the people that are in that same boat with me, they keep their dogs on leash. And so it's just a really, really great area. But
yeah, people are considerate for the most part. People are respectable and considerate. We hope we stay that even with all the migration. We're very respectful, considerate area. And people with pets and everything are very considerate. They pick up their dog poopy most of the time. And they know if their dog's not behaved to, well, you have to now because there's Ring cameras everywhere and all the social media. Literally, neighbors will be like, I've got you on camera. And if you leave your dog's doo-doo on my yard one more time, I'm publishing it.
That's hilarious.
You know, every once in a while you get one of those. And I don't blame them because, come on. Anyway, all right, I digress. We're talking about mansions today, not dog poop.
Well, without further ado, before we dig into these home sales, make sure if you are watching us, whether you're watching live currently or if you are watching the replay of this on demand later, please make sure you subscribe to our channel if you aren't already. We put a lot of effort into putting out really great videos for you guys every single week, bringing you fresh content on Tuesdays, live videos on Thursdays. And it helps us grow. You know, Greg has mentioned before we don't make money off of the channel. And so subscriptions help us it's essentially like a word of mouth referral. When you subscribe, people see that number and they think, oh, you know, this person, they have a following, they're doing something good. So
yes. And also don't forget, please make sure you comment if there's anything that you want us to do a show on. We absolutely read all your comments. What's up, TJ Lewis? Hi from Denver. I bet it's pretty cold over there too. Got a lot of folks calling from the cold snow saying I've had enough. Can't do it anymore. I'm ready to come down. So give us a call. We're ready for you. For sure. What were we talking about again?
subscribe.
Oh. Yeah, no, make sure you put comments if you want us to do a particular show, address something that's interesting to you. Next Tuesday, I'm going to be talking about some deals that I see right now that I really like. I can't help it, but it's nothing. There's no like promotion for me to sell these particular properties. But for instance, I'm just going to go raw next week and just show you some stuff that I think is really a good deal right now, because I think the real estate market is going to go crazy. And then after the next 2 years, our opportunity is going to slide on by. So anyway, what are we going to start with tonight?
So tonight I am
$1 million. Will this next house cost?
What did you just say? It cut out.
$1 million will this next house cost? I'm in rare
Let's
form tonight.
see. Well, okay, so you tell me, do we want to? So what I did, I'm going to take you guys into the MLS, and I'm going to show you the top 10 most expensive home sales in our area in the last year. So we can start at the lower end of that top 10 or the most expensive end at the top 10. What do we want to do?
I don't know, guys. There's some of you watching tonight. Do we want to start at the low end and go up to the top, or would you go from the top and go to the low end? I think we should go from the low end and go to the top.
Low to the top? All right. Well,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Unless
Let me go ahead and get there.
Yeah.
And get this screen shared. Now, you guys have to help me out tonight, because I was doing this with Greg earlier. I would be swapping screens and I would switch, and I'm talking about something new, and he's like, I'm still looking at the old thing. So if what I'm talking about does not make sense, say, hey, you didn't switch your screen over. So top 10 most expensive sales last year. The least expensive of that most expensive was on Ponte Vedra Boulevard in Ponte Vedra Beach. This property sold for $8.5 million. Now, as you can see, there are only 2 photos that are shown here. I'm going to show them to you. Let's see. Don't know if I can go any bigger. There we go. So we've got this like really nice circular drive that you can see. And then our other photo is going to be that ocean view. Right. And it's not uncommon for there to be photos removed after the sale. You do have to leave 1 up, I believe. So they left 2 for us. But let's take a look at what we do know, which is going to be where this is. So this is actually really nice because you can also see it compared to the other sales as well. Stop. I'm sorry. My dog is physically climbing on me right now. So let's zoom in here. So this is Guana Preserve that Greg was just talking about a moment ago. And you've got the Guana River here. You've got obviously the ocean and then the preserve here. So this is really close to the popular Micklers.
She's from Georgia, y'all.
Don't hold it against me, okay?
You're gonna get all the locals peed off.
I know. They're gonna come for me
right now.
They're gonna come for me and call me a townie.
We're gonna get the picture from outside of that barbecue restaurant that pronounces how to say it. Micklers.
Right. Okay. Micklers. It's like I should just remember it's the opposite of how it looks.
Okay.
You know. And this is the road. Sorry. This is the road that you would take to get to the beach, right? Would you take Palm Valley Road? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. From Nocatee, yeah, it's about a 6 to 10 minute drive over the intercoastal, and then we end up right there in Micklers. But I go down to the Guana Preserve because I want to be in the middle of nature where no people are around and it's less crowded down there.
Nice. This also, State Road A1A, if you guys are ever just passing through or maybe you're local, like sometimes we'll go down to St. Augustine and we could take Phillips Highway to St. Augustine, or we can take A1A. Phillips Highway is quicker, but I always opt to take A1A because it is the most beautiful drive ever. Like it is just so, so nice. So this stretch of roadway here is just awesome. I did want to see when this sold. Let's see here. So this sold in July. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's the contract date. The contract date is July 18th. That's Sailor's birthday. My daughter's.
Aww.
cool. But yeah, I was even looking to see earlier. I was being totally a creeper. This is all public record, but I was looking up owners' information and
Yeah, don't put that on there. I don't want to be sued.
just trying
I
to
don't know.
like,
It is
but this
public.
it
I
is
don't know.
all public record. I was hoping that I would like find a name though and Google it, and it would be like Jaguars
Yeah, don't
player.
be that where you're like reporting where Elon Musk's jet is on Twitter or X or whatever it's
Taylor
called. Yeah, let's
Swift.
not do it.
People are like tracking her. It's crazy.
Yeah, don't look at their tax roll information. We don't want to know who they are. That's what I love about Ponte Vedra Beach. It's a very exclusive area,
It is very
but
exclusive.
it's not like Miami. Like people don't flaunt their wealth here. They're very like chill, down to earth. They probably park their jet down in St. Augustine Airport, which is very close by, instead of having to drive, up to Jax like us peasants to Jacksonville Commercial Airport. But they're very low key. You don't really, it's a little bit changing. But you don't really see like Ferraris and Lamborghinis like in South Beach, and that's what makes this place really cool, because it's like people of that wealth or whatever, that they don't want to flaunt it because they don't need or want the attention, which I just love that. You know what I mean?
No, you're so right. You're so right. So that's all the info that we have on this one. But
What's
that
the
was
price
our,
per square foot? I'm just curious.
what was it? Price
Price
per
per
square
square foot is, if you scroll down there.
$752 per.
No, that's a deal. That is such a deal. $750 a square foot. Seriously, I think it's a great deal. How many square feet is this house?
This one is 11,300 square feet.
Incredible. What a bargain.
It's got 5 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms. 6 of those are considered full bathrooms, and 2 of them are considered half baths.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Next up was 8.75 million, also on Ponte Vedra Boulevard. Let's see if we've got more photos with this one. We do. I'm so excited. I love photos like this where it's like not like completely bird's eye view, like just kind of aerial, and you get the really like you get to see the ocean right behind it. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, so this is a very coastal vibe I'm getting from this house, which is appropriate for the beach. It's got the steel roofs. It looks like it's a concrete build. For most people that don't realize, in Northeast Florida, all our builds are mostly wood frame homes. And so, with the exceptions of the high-end real estate in this price point that are near the ocean, you'll see concrete block homes. But majority of the time, believe it or not, because we're not as susceptible to hurricanes like most of Florida, and that's not me saying that. That's based on insurance rates. But the homes near the coast and the water are block homes. This looks like a standard concrete block home with a very coastal vibe, which I dig totally.
Yeah.
Can we see more of it? Oh, look at that.
Absolutely. I know. I'm loving it. We always, anytime we'll like walk the neighborhood, and my husband's like one of his favorite things to see about a home, you just have your things that stand out to you. And this man loves some pavers. And we've actually had a few homes lately because I know that's like, I feel like a lot of homes in Nocte have pavers, but where we're at in Jacksonville, it's not. Like our neighborhood is a little bit older. And so we have some neighbors who have like recently put them in, and we'll notice it on our like evening stroll through the neighborhood. And we're like, oh, they got pavers. And
I'm glad you brought that up, because it's always a question, pavers or no pavers. And anybody's watching, you can see a lot of pavers, but some people don't have pavers. And that's a decision. It either comes with a home or it doesn't, and it's an upgrade. And what I come to realize, that they look great, and I have them, and I didn't have them before. But man, dude, they require maintenance.
yeah.
My old great white driveway, all I had to do is pressure clean it, chlorine, bleach it, be done with it. Now I gotta get the weeds, kill it, the weeds that come in between. You gotta sand it, you gotta pressure clean it, then sand it. It's an ordeal. And if somebody gets on them, anyway, I'm in a whiny mood. I apologize, but don't on the paver, people. It looks good, but it's extra maintenance. I'm a simplistic person.
Right.
I like to keep things easy. I work so much weekends and everything that I just want to keep it like totally chill. Moving to Seabrook Nocte. Hi, Greg. Saw you were all on. Just dropping in to say hi. Moving to Seabrook Nocte. I have no idea who you are, but congratulations moving to Seabrook Nocte. I probably know you, and thank you for being on the show tonight. We have another comment here. TJ Lewis. I know many Nocte homes are under contract or construction. Have you seen any fall through and become available? Looking for something cheaper than $8 million. I think he meant to put 800,000, or 8M means 8 million, right? I can find you a house for under 8 million in Nocte, but yeah, that's what I'm doing for next week's show. So yeah, give me a call. I will be more than glad to help you out. Okay, let's get back to the this listing here.
Yeah. So love, you've got this like great room here. Look at those views. So obviously really beautiful. I love like the bright airy, the blue gives it those coastal vibes,
Yeah.
but that entire area you can see just straight out onto the ocean.
Yeah.
So
Martha's
this,
Vineyard, New England kind of style, right?
right. Yeah, so folks, this is what 8.75 million can buy you right here in Northeast Florida. I mean, this is stunning.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll flip through a little bit quicker. Here's our primary suite.
Oh, look at that.
I could wake up to that every day.
Yeah, me too. I just need a remote control to make sure those blinds can come up and down automatically because my wife
they do, yeah.
likes to sleep in complete, like so dark that it's like got to be frosted cold and you can't see anything.
That's amazing. I'm in the like the new child stage where I have like a sound machine that it projects animals onto the ceiling. So that's the light that I deal with at night in our bedroom.
Awesome.
I mean, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just remember all these because when you win the lottery on Saturday and you buy me one and you guys one, let me know which one you're going to choose at the end of this. Okay.
I
This is number 9. This is number 9 because we started on number 10, right?
Yes, this is number 9.
This is pretty sweet. I like this a lot. I like the coastal vibe. Me
too, for sure. All right. So that is number 9. Let's take a quick look and see the contract date for our close date was January 26th of this year. It sold for about $1,300 a square foot. This home is just under 6,500 square feet total with 4 bedrooms, 4 full bathrooms, and 1 half bathroom.
How much is that a square foot?
1,300 a square foot.
Okay, so now that's jumped up from 700 to 1,300. What's the vintage? What year is it?
This was built. Let's see. I feel like they just moved stuff around on the MLS recently. It's normally up.
Year built
2009. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not. It looks like it's been updated a lot for being that old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you know, one of the big selling points in this house for me is if you notice that major boardwalk to the beach, you have that buffer of sand dunes, which is so valuable because if you go down to southern Ponte Vedra Beach, you don't really have that much sand dunes, and that's protected if there's ever during storms or whatever that you won't completely lose all your beach and come so close to the home. So I think there's a lot of value there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
I actually saw something on the news too. They just approved like a beach restoration project. I don't remember the details of it, but that's happening from one of our recent storms that we had.
It's a constant problem. It really is. Our
coasts
are being washed away, and it really is becoming a problem.
All right, next up, number 8, also 8.75. Let's start with the details on this first. So this one closed in March of last year. This is 8.75 million. It sold for $2,000, just over $2,000 a square foot. So 20, yeah. In March of last year, late March, I mean, that's like, high time in the real estate market. So makes sense. It has 4,000, just over 4,000 square feet total, 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. This home, wow, was built in 1964.
Oh yeah. That's a
So
renovation job, I imagine, for that price point.
yeah, let's
I
take a
think
look.
what's happening is people are buying these older homes for 2, 3 million dollars. They're putting 2, 3 million in for it and then just putting it up for sale because, like I
Could be.
said, it's unbelievable what you can live on the beach. I mean, these are massive lots on the beach. Good luck finding that in Palm Beach or Boca Raton or Delray Beach,
So
or forget about it in Miami. So
true.
this is like still a deal, but it's 2,000 a foot. That's making that other house at 700 a foot. Like I said, like I told you earlier, that's cheap. Let's
Yeah.
see what this looks like. Now I'm excited. This looks cool too.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, you can tell it definitely does look smaller than the other ones that we looked at. This one's just over 4,000 square feet. I do love the little courtyard in the middle. I love that style. My husband
Yeah,
not so much, but I think it's really nice. Look at that. I love these photos that just give you that kind of like perspective.
yeah.
It's so nice. Got a nice little pool in the backyard.
Yeah, and it's got some grass back there, which is good. You always want to have some kind of buffer between you and the ocean, and I don't see a ton of buffer there. It's a little alarming. So when I'm shopping for my mansion after I win the lottery on Saturday, I will be looking for more vegetation between me and the beach, the house and the beach, because the more vegetation you have, the less likely of a long-term erosion.
Yeah.
And this person, whoever bought it, don't feel bad. You'll be fine. I'm sure you can find
You'll
smart
be
people.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. I honestly, I love character in homes. So while the tile, some people might think, oh, that's so dated. I like it. I think it's unique. I love this staircase. Like I just love the character. I feel like you're seeing that like 1964.
Floating stairs are just killer, aren't they?
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it.
Are those
Love.
sliders? I can't tell. Those floor to ceiling windows.
I think this one is because you've got this like middle piece here. So I think it is. I think these on the outsides are windows.
Okay.
I
That is
think.
okay.
Definitely am not certain.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
and also I'll remind people also that this is an old Ponte Vedra beach, and this is like the old school, like the most. I think it's probably some of the most popular real estate in Northeast Florida. It's like truly a traditional area. They have very exclusive country clubs there, including the Ponte Vedra Inn and Club, which has been around for eons, and there's guest lists. There's Sawgrass. There's a lot of beach clubs along here, and this is a very old Ponte Vedra is a very exclusive area. So, and I have to agree with you. I think that you have a 1960s footprint that's been modernized. You can't find that anywhere these days. It's the architecture, the thought that went into it. It's a pretty cool thing.
Definitely. I mean, these built-ins, I loved the green kitchen. Like this is very much my style. I love it. Are you more of like do you like this older style a bit more, or do you prefer like the more modern look?
You
Look at
know,
that tub. Oh my gosh.
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm a son of an architect, so there's a lot of things I have appreciation in. So I like mid-century modern, if you
Okay.
want to get really. I love floor-to-ceiling windows. If California, there's just so many homes when we were up in Northern California. I love like those old school mid-century modern. So that's kind of my favorite thing. But you know what? I really like a Spanish Mediterranean tile roof every once in a while if it's done right with the right vegetation. So I'm not biased. I'll take it. This will be
Yeah.
fun.
Right. If you handed me the keys tomorrow, I would move in.
I'm
No.
okay with that. I'll even live in the guest house if they're cool with it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, so this is beautiful. And I think that what you were just saying about the old Ponte Vedra Beach, the location probably also has a lot to do with the price that
Yeah.
this sold for. I mean, that's the Inn and Club right there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. Closer
So
proximity to the Inn Club, you'll see it on every listing advertised. You can walk to the Inn Club. And that's just the plus. It's just a super cool vibe over there. It really is. It's
Yeah.
just so unique.
All
So if you're
right.
looking to buy in that area,
Give us a shout.
I'm ready to shatter world records.
All right, number 7. So we're getting up closer to 10 million. This sold for 9.5 million. I love Cedar Shake. I absolutely love it. I know it is so impractical, but I love it. I think it's beautiful. Let's see. So this home sold in November of last year. Like I said, sold for 9.5 at just right at 1,200 a square foot. It is almost 8,000 square feet. So big home.
Yeah.
5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, 4 of which are full bathrooms, 2 are half baths. So this is
Can I ask
another,
you a question?
yeah.
You ever wonder when you're looking at these, because I do show some big homes sometimes, right? You ever wonder how funny it is when you get to houses of that large size? You ever notice you'll see like a 5 or 6 bedroom home and they'll be like, and then they have 11 bathrooms?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
is it, because you don't want to have to walk too far? What's the
I don't
story?
know.
I don't know.
I've noticed that. Yeah.
Hey, if you're watching or you watch this later and you own a mansion, can you tell me why mansions have 6 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms? I'm just curious. I just want to know. I know every bedroom probably has to have a bathroom, but
True.
what's the other 5 for? Just curious. Put it in the comments below.
What's the other 5 for?
I'm just sitting there with my architect. I just won the lottery. I'm designing my beach house. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna need at least 6 bedrooms. I have 2 kids, guests, in-laws, blah blah blah, and I'd like 13 bathrooms, please.
Love. I love this. I wish we could see more of the inside. I love that we can see the outside. I love like the palm trees here around the pool and whatnot. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. Let's
Those are
take a look.
Sylvester palms, and they're very, very popular even in our neighborhood. They're awesome, awesome trees. I love them. They just give a really cool look. You'll see them mostly in Arizona, but they do survive up here in Northeast Florida besides the cold climate. But they just add so much character to landscaping for sure.
Wow. I did not know that.
I'm teaching you something.
Yeah. Okay.
There you
So
go.
here, this is where we are here. So we've come a little bit north. Earlier, when we started at number 10, we were all the way down here at Michler's, to correct myself from before. So now we've moved up into the Ponte Vedra Beach area that's a little bit more north. So yeah. All right. We
Cool.
ready for number 6?
Yes. You don't have much time. You better hurry up.
All right. Almost 11 million.
Woo!
For a second, I thought this was all one, but I see now that it's in the middle. I was like, wow, what an estate. I love that we have photos. Love the
Nice.
circular drive, the pavers. This is kind of like farmhouse looking with like the front porch almost.
Yeah. Again, that's what I love about these areas. You are going to find a major variety of construction. And it breaks my heart now when you see like Roscoe Boulevard on the Intercoastal, where they tear down these old architectural masterpieces, completely tear them down, and then just put those California block homes that look like just a cement block on top of the other. And I don't know what that is. I mean, I kind of recall that from Miami Vice days, and you're probably too young to know about Miami Vice. But they used to have like these. Why are you laughing at me? You don't know what Miami Vice is, do you? Oh, you do? Oh, okay. All right. Your
Yeah,
volume is up.
sorry. I muted myself because my dog has found a squeaky toy. But no, I know what my Miami Vice is. I am familiar.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you're not that young. All right. So my point being is those houses lack, like, because they're just blocks and they're easier to build when you're building blocks. So I love like that you can come here and you can find so many different architecture, and the person with that kind of money can get really. Ooh, I love the wallpaper. You could get really creative and make something out of it to modernize it, yet still keep some of those really interesting architectural things that make the house what it is. But we are in Northeast Florida. It's more southern as you get, so that's definitely more farmhouse for sure.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this is like almost untouched, like almost how everything looks, almost
Original.
how it was, yeah, whenever it was originally
How
built.
big is it? Why is it so expensive? It must be an old Ponte Vedra as well, or what?
So let's see here. I lost my mouse. So this is 6,700 square feet,
Okay.
six bedrooms, six bathrooms. Sold for about 1,600 a square foot in August of last year. Let's see if it shows how close it might be to the Inn Club. So we were just here. I believe this is Inn Club property right in here. So I
Yeah.
think this is actually really close. So there is the home, and then
Yeah.
here is the Inn Club. So that's closer than we were even before.
Okay.
So there
There
it
you
is,
go. Yeah.
and there is the property.
Okay.
Yeah,
Location, 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 y'all.
absolutely. All
Yeah.
right, number 5. We have broken 10 million. We are now at $13,020,000.
This is
This,
insane. Do you realize when I moved here 5 years ago that these homes were all 3, 4, 5? That was like a record.
yeah. Now it's like just wait until we get to where we're
It's
looking
so
later.
out of reach now. I'm sad.
2,400 a square foot here, sold in September of last year, late September. This home was built in 2007. It's got 5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms. Let's take a look. I love this vibe. Wow, this is also, I mean, right next to the Inn Club. So
Yeah.
again, that has to do with that price. I love this like street. I'm a big, it's funny, I mentioned how pavers is my husband's thing. Mine is like a lush lawn, like the
Yeah.
thick grass, the crisp sidewalks. I love that.
Yes. So I love that you make these comments. Honestly, I do, because people don't realize how important landscaping changes everything as far as house feel. People spend so much money in their homes and they don't put the money into the landscaping. I'm telling you, that is the secret sauce of getting a good return on your house is the landscaping. It is, and you said it. You're like, I love whenever it connects us with nature. It makes it fresh. It makes it colorful. It's just a beautiful thing. And people just underestimate the value. Look at this house. Oh my gosh.
It feels like established and like sophisticated, a nice like thick lawn, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Like there, whenever I first moved to Atlantic Beach, there was this one house on the corner on our street, and we were always like, we want our lawn to look like that. Like it just looked so good.
Yeah. That takes time. You're right.
It is. Yeah. And it gives it like, I think that's why it gives it that sophisticated feel.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is just as beachy as it gets. This is like, I feel like coastal elegance right here when you're looking at this. All the little details, the lighting fixtures. I
But
mean,
it's still very homey and comfortable looking. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's like, again, when I lived in South Florida and you went to Miami Beach and you saw some of these homes and everything was glass and marble, and the furniture was like very modern and cool looking. But then you would sit in the chair and you'd be like, dude, how do you sit in this thing? It's so uncomfortable. How much was it? This is horrible. You
so
know, or you walk in and if anybody, God forbid, spilt water, you would slide and break your neck because the flooring was so smooth and like glaring, not practical. So there needs to be
right.
iron hoses that are comfortable looking.
Oh my gosh, I think this is right next to that other one that we just looked at. They're neighbors. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I
They're
didn't
all
realize.
like, oh, we sold out just in time. The beach is about to take out the house. Just kidding.
Right. That's so funny. Oh, I went out of it. So I want to point out something. So here, if I'm right, I could be wrong, but a lot of times when you see this right here, that is a marker for a sea turtle nest, for where they've laid their eggs. And so we have a huge I don't even group organization, that's what I'm looking for, and they are very big on going out and making sure all the nests are marked so that people know, and you can go out early in the morning and you can actually watch the eggs hatch. I'm in a lot of the beach's Facebook groups, and it's so cool to watch their videos sometimes of who was able to catch it and to see the little sea turtles like making their way toward the sea. Really, really neat. I mean, that is so cool to think of walking down your boardwalk and getting to see something like that.
And that's most of the coast of Florida. They're an endangered species, so the state makes everything an effort as well on the county level to make sure that they're protected and that they don't go extinct. Uh, you're absolutely right about that. And by the way, people that are watching these and capturing all these images, the turtle people, they are a tribe. They are a people on their own. So if you're one of those people, shout out to you.
All right, number 4, we're getting there. This home sold for $13,200,000. It sold in November of last year, $2,400 a square foot. So it is up there.
Yeah.
5 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms. This home was actually built in 2021. So a fairly new home. So it'll be really nice to see this and compare it to the home that we just saw that was built in 1964.
Yeah.
Again, I'm a big Cedar Shake fan, so I love
Well,
it.
you know what? People got to realize when you live on the beach, salt water. Now, I only know this because I grew up in the islands. I don't know if you knew that, but I grew up in the islands, and my dad was an architect. And we actually we lived pretty close to the ocean, if not on the ocean, and not on a beach, but on a cliff over the ocean. And the salt just destroys the house, and you would have to paint your house constantly. And so the wind blows the salt, and it really destroys the house. Well, this cedar shaker or this whatever exact material that is, it's very good because it's long lasting and you don't require as much maintenance as if having to constantly repaint your house. And you'll see it a lot in Nantucket, Martha's Vineyard, and all those areas. So I think it's not only that it look cool, but it's also, in my simplistic world, I'm like, it's less maintenance, which I'm like, heck yeah.
Yeah, I just love the look of it. I feel like it gives the home a very like cottagey feel. And I love that. I definitely think that you can see looking through here as far as like the finishes go, they do have like they match the more recent trends. You can definitely tell that this is like a newer build.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty.
Yeah, very pretty.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I know. Every room has so much character. I love it. And
Another
this
thing I really love. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think this one was a little more north of the Inn and Club, but that is something that they pointed out.
The other big thing I like is also the circular driveways in the front. I don't know what it is, but I love that. When you can just pull around like that, I think it's such a grand entrance.
I totally agree.
It needs a portico, though.
A what? What is that?
Portico. Do you know what a portico is?
Mm-mm.
Do you know whenever you go to like a fancy hotel, like the Ritz-Carlton or whatever, and they have like a covering where on the circular drive you can get out, so you're not covered, you don't hit by rain when you get out at the entrance. Yep. That's a portico. Covers the front part of that driveway on the circular, so when people pull out, they don't get rained on.
So true. Okay, I learned something new. All right, number 3. This one has a special story. So this one made records recently. It was all over the news. So this home was actually still in the process of being built, but when it was sold last year, it set a record for our area. It sold in May of last year and was the most expensive sale in the Northeast Florida area at $16,250,000. It sold for just over $2,000 a square foot, so $2,100. Like I said, built 2023, so brand stinking new. I want to say, go ahead.
How big is it?
7738 square feet. So I am so sorry. This toy is just ridiculous. I want to say that the previous owner might have been on the coaching staff of the Jaguars, and he got moved to another team on the West Coast. Okay. I'm not certain, but I feel like that is what the scenario was. So here are some photos. You can see, I mean, this space, the privacy that you have here absolutely insane. These photos are from when it was being built of what was to come. So
Okay.
definitely has that very modern, I think more of like a South Florida look.
Yeah. Or California, LA.
Yes,
Yeah. Well, that makes sense because the person that bought it moved from there, didn't they?
they sure did. This home was sold to none other than the famous Ed Milet. So we actually had a news, this was like published afterward, the story of the most expensive house. Actually it sold in 44 days, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Yeah, so the property was sold in March of 2021 to Sanjay Lal, the wide receivers coach for the Jaguars. Um,
Okay.
but then he got moved to the Seattle Seahawks coaching staff. And then the
Ooh.
property was sold to, which is not the West Coast. Well, yes, it is Seattle. Duh.
Yeah.
I was thinking,
Yeah. Washington. Yeah.
yes.
I'm sorry.
Um, after some, I always get the Seahawks and the Steelers confused. Don't come after me if those are your teams.
Oh my God. You're going to really pee off some Steelers fans
I
tonight.
think it's because they're the same. They both start with S.
Give,
But yeah,
give her
Ed,
grace.
what'd you say?
I said, give her grace.
Please,
Yeah.
please. Ed Milet is a famous, how would you describe him? Like life coach?
Yeah, he's a motivational. He's like a Tony Robbins, a new
Yeah,
age Tony Robbins, if you will, and famous author,
yeah.
coach, podcaster, you name it. Ed Milet's the man. And what I would like to know, Ed, if you're watching, or how many times, how often are you living here throughout the year?
Yeah.
Because a lot of these wealthy folks, established people, they left California for tax purposes. They're just sick and tired of it, right? So they're high earning net worth individuals. So they probably buy these homes, establish it as their homestead, their primary residence. And the thing is there's laws, and people watch them to make sure they're living there 6 months and 1 day to be considered a
Mhm.
primary resident. I'd be really curious to know how often he's actually there, because I mean, he's always on his podcast, he's on everything. So I've never run into him in town, but I'd love to. That I love. I mean,
How cool would that
yeah,
be?
I love Ed Milo. He's a cool dude. Ed, you're awesome, man. Congratulations. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Absolutely. All right, number two. I'm trying to keep us on time, guys. Greg, he told me this man is so hardworking. He actually has a conference call after this tonight,
I
which is
do.
9 p.m. Eastern time, depending on
Yeah.
where you're watching from. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep us on time. I talk a lot, so I apologize. But 19 million. So
Nice.
this home sold in September of last year, originally listed around 21 million, sold for over 2,000 a square foot. And so, like I said, I think the Ed Milet's home sold in May. This one sold in September. So again, setting a new record. Built in 2016, it is over 9,000 square feet.
Oh, that seems really big. I don't know if I win the lottery. If I won the 350 million, I don't want to be in a house where I'm like, need more bathrooms. No, I'm not resorting back to that. But I mean, I don't want to be in a house where like I have to walk all the way there to the house to see my kids, or where it feels scary or like dark, cold because I'm in one end of the house and everybody's at the other end of the house. But yeah, it's massive.
It's really, really big. I always think of like cleaning a house that big, which I guess if you won the lottery, you could hire a house cleaner. But
Probably, I would
yeah,
say so.
I
Yeah,
would. That's beautiful. I know
yeah,
everyone has their styles. I love like the contrast of the dark and the light. I love that.
it's very classic.
Yeah. Do we have a pool here? I'm gonna keep it moving so that we can see
Two
our
final. Do we,
yes.
do we have
Oh
a?
my gosh, an elevator. What?
Yeah, I would say so for 9,000 square feet.
That's so wild. I mean, this is beautiful.
Do you ever find when you get to the high end stuff that some of the things, like the styles, are a little bit outrageous to you at all? Or do you just like that funky, crazy, weird looking stuff? Like you look at people and they're like wearing these pair of shoes that are $1,000 and they look like like bed slippers with gold on them, and I'm like, they don't really look good to me, but they're like $1,000. Do you ever feel like some of these are kind of gaudy, or do you like go, no, the crazier it looks, the better? It's more of a statement.
No, I'm more of a less is more. So, like, for instance, like, my style, it would not really be like the top of the columns. I'm even more like a square column person versus round.
Yeah.
Um, I'm definitely a more of like a less is more when it comes to style.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you won't be buying this one, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
But I would
Yes.
buy it.
Well, yeah, you seem really, that was like not a good answer. Yes or no?
No, no. I
No.
mean, it's just like if I have that much money, I don't know. I would buy this next one. This
Ah,
is
the most
number
expensive
one.
one on the list.
This is number one on the list. This just sold recently. I mean, they just published, yeah, January 31st of this year. So
Woo! How much?
22 million cash sale. This was a cash purchase. 2,600 square feet. It's got 5 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, over 8,000 square feet, 8,200 approximately. This was sold to the former CEO of T-Mobile. So it's not making it much bigger for me right now. This photo is actually my inspiration for our thumbnail for tonight's video. Um,
Oh, okay.
creating that, but yeah, it is just I could
So how
definitely.
big is it for 22 mil? What do you get? Where is it located? And clearly somebody got a really big bonus from which company was it again?
So let's see who sold this. This
No,
was sold. From T-Mobile.
T-Mobile. Okay.
The
Somebody
owner.
got a big bonus from T-Mobile or cashed out some stocks.
Look at this tax annual amount, 85,381 and $381.54.
Jump change.
Right? Oh my
Chunk.
goodness. That's so wild. But yeah, for 22 million, you're getting 8,000, just over 8,000 square feet.
Built in
Um,
2017. Where is it? Like, how close is it to the
let's
club?
see. Yeah, so it's right here. And then the Inn and Club is right in here, right?
No, it's north of there. It's
North of
north of
Solana.
the house. Yeah. Actually, no. Yeah. Yeah, it's just north, just south of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
My two favorite roads, Corona and Solana Road in Old Ponte Vedra Beach.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, those were the most expensive home sales in the Northeast Florida area in the last year. I had
Okay.
some other properties prepared that I was excited to share with you, but we are running out of time, so we might have to save that for another show.
You didn't show us what's available.
No, we were just gonna look at the most expensive sales.
Oh, okay. All right. But did you have a glimpse of what's available? Are there a lot of homes available that are in the high price point on the beach? I don't mean to catch you off guard. I was just curious.
No, let's take a look really fast.
Really? We'll end on that just in case. Oh, look at all those houses that came on the market recently. The market is coming back, baby. Inventory.
So I just said
All the homes that were purchased in 2020 are now being listed for double. It's making it tough. I agree 100%, Fletcher. It is absolutely true. And that's why if you were renting or you didn't have equity from a home, a lot of my buyers right now have equity from the home they're moving from, which is making it a little bit less. But I don't see it getting better specifically in our area. I know, I think you mentioned you said in Nocatee. I don't see it getting better anytime soon, unfortunately. It's a supply and demand thing. I think those days were those old pricing. We're never going to see them again. COVID changed everything. I put it out in my newsletter yesterday. The 5 top migration states in the United States are Texas and Florida are the top. And then you have Tennessee, South Carolina, and North Carolina. Forever, I just say, the more people that continue moving here, it's just a supply and demand thing, and it's only going to get worse, unfortunately. At least we have inventory now. We have new construction in Nocatee. We are in the last phase, and then if you go west of Federal Highway, there are a lot more new construction opportunities, and there's incentives right now. So people, do not wait. Do not wait.
So we have 2 homes for sale, over 10 million right now, only 2 that are listed active for sale. One
Okay.
actually is just rendering, it's land.
Yes.
So that's not built, but we do have one that is standing, built
Yes.
in 1963, so similar to that, vintage home that we looked at before.
Yes.
Just over 4,000 square feet, and it's listed at about $2,500 a square foot.
Yeah. At this point, people are just basically seeing what they can get because somebody's going to come in and just mow it over. Because the reality is, in anywhere in Florida, unless maybe Melbourne area or whatnot, you go south, very hard to get this kind of real estate on the beach. So this is all about the land, folks, the soil. You're paying for the soil.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, we are right on time. We are right at an hour. Greg, I know you have to run. Guys,
I
thank you
do.
so much for joining us this evening. Again, if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Join us next week. And as Greg mentioned, if there's something that you want us to feature a show on, we would that's what we want to do. We want to bring you stuff that you're interested in. So throw it in the comments and we'll make it happen.
Yeah, and my number and my information will be in the description below. Also on the pinned on the comment. If you're coming into town or you're local, you have a house, call me. We have a couple listings coming up. Super excited about that. If you're looking to come to the area, make sure you email, call, or text in advance because we're going into busy spring season. My calendar is booking up quickly. So do not call me on the day of that you want to look at something because I'm probably going to be booked out. Not trying to be condescending or anything, but try to plan ahead, and I would love to be a resource of choice. We'll definitely help you out finding something here in Northeast Florida. And thank you, Emily, for another amazing show. I appreciate everything you do to put this together, and we'll see you next week.
See you then.